Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Basic Manufacturing Process Unit 3rd and Lecture 66. In this video, I on the dealing with in the welding operation, the welding basic concept of the welding operation. Continue. Agenda for today present in this video. In this video, I the types of the resistance welding, types of the resistance welding, and classification of resistance welding and spot welding, seam welding, and what welded for offset welding, and flash welding, and projection welding, and precaution of the welding, and soldering of the soldering as application, and advantage and disadvantage of the resistance welding, and all the types of welding operations. The seam welding, the metallic plate are held to the two copper rolled for the electrode, which one of the roll is driven by the motor, so that the plate are moved between the rolls and suitable stages. Speed. The high current is passes through the electrode holding metal and the high current is passes between the electrode holding metallic plates and passes to the together with the suitable torch of the pressure together is the travel between the revolving of electrodes. This is the quickly operation for the spot welding. This is operation for spot welding is given for a strong joint. A spot welding operation is provided to the very strong of the joint is the process is the employ for pressure, the pressure tied joint on the oil drum, tank, and boilers, water pipes, and refrigerator parts, and motor body, motor car body, and ups and tensile of the stowaways is used in the welding operation. But welding, offset welding, this the pieces of the welded are held is the ends of the copper clamps, the end of the rod of the together under a light pressure. Heavy welding current is suitable in the butt welding. In the application of heavy welded and current is the switched on. The resistance welding is the coating phase cases for the rise of the temperature, and the increase the fusion point, of the butt welding, yeah, offset welding. The types of the resistance welding. This is the application of the butt joint offset welding, and this is the overhead position of the welded or butts offset welding. This is the area of increases or the welded area. This is the combining or mixture for this is the clamp fix of the clamp of the workpiece, and the supply of the current is moving clamp. Offset of the workpiece is the holded in the workpiece is the joint. Second is the area is the welded of the workpiece in the process of the supply. This is the workpiece is arc, workpiece is arc. This is one part, and other second part of the workpiece is supply is the holding. The flash welding is the increases to the area of the welded. This is the flash of the welding, and the in the part of the welding. This is the generator type to the this is the power supply of the this is the roll of the electrode. This is the rolling of electrode of the roller. This is the seeing welding operation. This is the electrode in the application of the roll. Roll is the moving part of the seam welding operation is the workpiece. There is the upper side of the workpiece, and this is the other second part of the workpiece is the lower side. Both are the application in the this is the filler in metal for the application of the rod, and the is the very apply for the with the pressure of heat. The flash welding is the produce for the between of the coating of faces. This coating of the faces of the in the five is the inside for the generated. This is the generated to the surface. The face of the rod rapidly together under the high pressure. 350 to the 60 150 kilogram per meter centimeter square. The current is even for the of the welded is the forgetted position. First of the types of the resistance of welding. The flash welding also present in the also present in the before slide. The main advantage of the flash welding is offset welding. The flash welding in the it is a much quickly is the very quickly for current consumption is the flash welding operation in the current consumption is the very low, and the welded joint is the stronger. The achieve for the flash welding operation is the achieve for the high strength of the joint. The interface of the workpiece is need to be prepared for which is the primary recruitment in the bud welded. The main advantage of the flash welding. The flash welding over offset of the welding are the during flashing particle on the molten metal through the which may be the entire into the slightly way of the insulated of the part of the workpiece. The operator has to take each of the against to the position possible for the hazards of the flashing of the additional. The additional to for the provided to the flash point compensation of the loss of the metal during the flashing and offset of the workpiece. This is the offset of the workpiece is produced. The projection of the welding. The projection of metal is the workpiece is passes through the complicated weld. The projection also welded. The method available to production of several is the simultaneously used in the welding operation. The percussion of welding in the piece of the welded for moved closer and fast speed, affecting the switching on the current. This is the operation of this is supply current is the movable plate is working from the anode, and this is the fixed plate is the working for the anode. This is the workpiece. First is lower workpiece is the upper of the part of the workpiece. Both are the in apply both in the uh, high pressure with the heat. Switching current is the price of the 1.5 part of is the cost of the percussion flow of the pipe is the switching sufficient force complicated for welding and excitation of arc ETU for joining thin the wire of dissimilar metals such as the chromium, copper and nichrome, and copper and stainless steel is used in this operation. Soldering. What is the soldering is the also for the welding operation. In this soldering is the process or the joining of the two metals parts is the using to the low temperature and alloy. the metal used for the joining of process is called soldering. The solder are also two types of the hard solder and the soft solder. Hard solder also made by the carbon and zinc. This the carbon and zinc. Carbon and zinc also known as the brass of the metal, and bronze material. This is the bronze material and a soft holder also made by the alloy and tin of the lead. This is the bronze metal. The surface of the joint are inclined for in the arc placed to each other. The fix is the employ of the preventive of oxidation. The zinc holding is the commonly used for this is purpose of the electrode. The solidification iron is heated to the heated electrically to the electrically passes through the current and heat external to supply of the heat. Then this is the what is into to the despite it into the flux and solder. The passes again for the surface of the joint is the hardly of the joint. Soldering advantage and application of the soldering is the widely used for the sheet metal operation and the and televisions radio and television circuit is the repairing and the repairing of the circuit. Application of the welding, the soldering welding joining for the wires, small very thin of the wire is wire joining for the operation. The advantage of the joining cost is very low. The soldering operation is the joining of the piece is the very low. The equipment is the very simple and cheap. The, this is the equipment is the very simplicated and cheap, easily cheap. Gold, gold shelling of the fabrication and compress for other process like the repeat spot and weld for the bolts. The provider for the positive for electrode the positive of the electrical con- connections due to due to low operating temperature and the property of the basis metal are not affected of the soldering operation joint. And advantage of disadvantage of the soldering operation, this is the soldering operation also present in this slide. The joint form the weak. This is the soldering operation is achieved for the soldering joint is the very joint is the formula for the I achieve for the weak joint. Thank you so much. I present in this video the main equipment used for in the soldering operation and advantage disadvantage of the soldering operation, soldering welding operation.